Okay, good morning. So, uh, today we continue with the yesterday's discussion. So, we started routing. So, there are a few algorithms, routing protocols are there. Now, this I had shown yesterday. So, I had a doubt regarding the network address. So, actually, the here is where I stopped regarding some doubt. So, the first address is the network address, and that defines the network. It is found by ANDing the given address with the mask. ANDing is done bit by bit, and result of ANDing 2 bits is 1 if both bits are 1, and result is 0 otherwise. So you will get this. No issue in this. So whatever be the address here, you AND with 25 ones on the left side and other zeros to get the network address here. You AND with 24 ones on the left side to get the network address, and with 26 ones on the left side, and here you AND with 22 ones on the left side. Bitwise AND you would get it. So there is no problem regarding this. Okay. So this we know that a router has a routing table based on which it has to find the next hop address to forward a datagram. So a datagram is coming, the header is extracted, the destination is taken, address is taken. Using this mask, it will bitwise and check whether any of these network address matches, then the corresponding interface it will have to forward. So that is the basic function in a forwarding. In forwarding. So forwarding is done by router. One of the function of router is forwarding. Datagram is arrived, it has to be forwarded to one of the many interfaces this router is having. So I'll just describe the fields in detail. So mask defines the mask applied for the packet in detail. And network address defines the network address to which packet is finally delivered. So for host specific routing, this field defines host address. So network address means the network, the net ID portion. Any host connected on that net ID, you send it to the router. Router can forward it to the any of the hosts in that network, destination network. However, sometimes we have host specific routing in which the host specific address is required. So that I had told last class. Host specific address and network address. Two types are there. Now, next hop address, third field. Mask network address, next hop address. Defines the address of next hop router to which packet is to be delivered. Which is the router to which it has to be forwarded. Interface shows the name of the interface. These are the name of the interface. And flags. So these flags are additional fields. Basic fields are there, not all columns can be found on all routers. So most of them will be there. Then these are extra. This could be found on many routers. This need not be found on all routers. So flag means a bit. If it is 1, it means that router is up and running. If this flag is not present, router is down, and packet cannot be forwarded and is discarded. So that's the indication of flag U. Flag U. Now flag G. Flag G means destination, that is a gateway. Destination is another network. Packet is delivered to the next hop router for indirect delivery. So another network. So you connect different types of networks in a gateway. When this flag is missing, it means that destination is this network itself. Now flag host specific indicates the entry in the network address is host specific address. Flag D is added by redirection. Flag M also modified by redirection message from ICMP. So we had seen redirection in which a host would has a static routing table. It would forward to some router, but which is not the appropriate router. In that case, ICMP will send a redirection message. So these are the flags. One field, a set of bits. Mostly up to 5 bits should be there. So it will give additional information. Then reference count. So reference count, this field is number of users of this route at the moment. So internet means a lot of people are using, a lot of users would be using the route which this present route is used by a specific host of concern to us. Some others would also be using. So if 5 people are connected to same host from this router, the value in this column is 5. So if you have a value 5, apart from us, some others for people are using the same route. That is the field reference count. So these are all dynamic. So this has to be updated dynamically. Field use. This field shows number of packets transmitted through this router for the corresponding destination. So through this router to the destination address, how many packets were transmitted? So that would be available in this use. So these are additional fields which are there in the routing table. Now we come to routing protocols. So a routing table can be static or dynamic. So routing table, we know the fields. It can be either static or dynamic. Mostly in the host, it would be static. A static table is one with manual entry. Yes, manual entry. Now, dynamic table is updated automatically when there is change somewhere in the internet. So you know all these configuration, you can set the routing tables manually. However, there would be changes in the internet. So it has to be updated automatically. So that is the purpose of this routing protocol. It has to update the fields in the routing table. Routing table ഫീൽഡുകൾ നോക്കിയാണ് റൂട്ടേഴ്സ് ഫോർവേഡിംഗ് നടത്തുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ ആ റൂട്ടിംഗ് ടേബിളിലെ ഫീൽഡുകൾ അപ്ഡേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് റൂട്ടിംഗ് പ്രോട്ടോകോൾസ് ആണ്. So a routing protocol is a combination of rules and procedures that lets routers in the internet inform each other of changes. So this is like everyone will inform every other neighbor regarding any change. So there has to be a protocol in which any change is detected by a router should be informed to its neighbors. A routing protocol allows routers to share whatever they know about the internet or their neighborhood. So whatever changes is happening to them in the internet, whatever they know regarding changes in their neighborhood, they have to share with other routers. The routing protocols also include procedures for combining information received from other routers. So it also permits to combine information from other routers. So these are this set of protocols which we will look at. One is I will see the full form. This is a RIP is a distance vector routing. Then OSPF is a link state routing, and the BGP is a path vector routing. So we need to study these 3 types of routing protocols. Now I just want to differentiate between these terms. One is forwarding, taking a packet from an input and sending it on the correct output. That is forwarding. Forwarding means a router to a router, a datagram will come on one port. So it will have many other ports. to which port it should forward. That is forward. Taking a packet from an input port and sending it on the correct output port. Now routing. Routing, building up the tables that allow the correct output for packet to be determined. So that routing table has to be filled with the data. So you need to populate that fields. So routes has to be found using routing protocols. In complex network, entries of forwarding tables are created dynamically by means of routing protocols. So routing means the whole path. You start from your college and you go to a particular destination. The whole path is the route. Whereas in a particular junction, which point you have to turn, that is the forwarding. So these are updated. The routing tables entries has to be updated by routing protocols. So there would be many routes. So we need to find the optimum route. It should be based on some metric. Some metric we should decide the optimum route. So a router is usually attached to several networks. So when it receives a packet, which of the available routes is the optimum? So that it has to find. So the routing protocol should look at optimizing some of the metrics. So it should assign a cost for passing through a network. So if there are many networks available, what is the cost for passing through a network? Some cost should be assigned. So this RIP, this full form I had written, is here routing information protocol. That is a distance vector route. This is based on a Bellman-Ford algorithm, which is distance vector routing information protocol. So in routing information protocol, cost of passing a network is same. If a packet passes 10 networks to destination, the total cost is 10 hop count. So in RIP, routing information protocol, it will consider cost of passing a network is same for any network. So if it has to traverse 10 networks, the total cost is 10 hop count. That is how this treats this cost. Now OSPF, Open Shortest Path First. This is a link state protocol. OSPF, Open link state routing another. So open shortest path first. So here admin assigns a cost for passing a network. So if the maximum throughput is desired, that is the metric considered, is maximum throughput. A satellite link has lower metric than an optical fiber line. Optical fiber line, the bandwidth is high. So the throughput would be high, data rate would be high. So whereas compared to that, satellite link has a lower throughput. So that would have a lower value metric than an optical fiber line. Now if minimum delay is considered, this optical fiber will have a lower value compared to a satellite link. Satellite link, the delay is high. So delay will have a larger value. So there could be several routing tables based on the metric. If it is delay, one type of routing table. If it is cost, if it is throughput, another type of routing table. So here metrics are having different values in open shortest path first. Now border gateway protocol, that is this one, this third one, path vector routing, border gateway protocol. So that one, the criteria is the policy which is set by the admin. So basically, you should assign a cost for passing through the network based on some metric. So these three protocols behave differently in terms of assigning the cost for passing a network. And we have to find out the optimum route, and that is this function of this routing. So router is attached to several networks. So different protocol exists, and basically that they have to optimize some metric. Now our internet is very large. So we cannot find the root of an internet or things like that. So we will divide into subunits. They are called autonomous systems. So this is an autonomous system. The internet is split into many autonomous systems. So autonomous systems, internet is very large, so we will divide this whole thing into many autonomous systems. And routing inside an autonomous system is called intra-domain routing. Intra-domain routing means routing within an autonomous system. And inter-domain routing, that is routing between autonomous systems. So there are many autonomous systems. So the whole network is divided into autonomous systems, and routing within the autonomous system is called intra-domain routing, and the other routing between autonomous system is inter-domain routing. So each autonomous system can use one or more intra-domain routing protocols to handle routing inside autonomous system. So within the autonomous system, each autonomous system can use one or more intra-domain routing protocol. And BGP is the inter-domain routing protocol. So this BGP, Border Gateway Protocol, is based on path vector policy. So it is the inter-domain between autonomous system. And intra-domain routing protocol, we have distance vector and link state. So this routing information protocol is the distance vector protocol, and open shortest path first is the link state protocol. So we need to study these three types of routing. One is based on distance, one is based on this link state, and another is path vector. So these are the three types of protocols. So we will start with, I'll just tell the distance vector routing. What is it? So distance vector routing, the routing information protocol, RIP. This is an intra-domain protocol within an autonomous system. So you consider a network. So if you consider this network, by visually inspecting itself, we can find that from A to B, which is the optimum route, or D to B, which is the optimum route. But however, we need to find an algorithm for a processor, or there would be a processor. So we need to find an algorithm, and actually there are mathematical models in which this is based on graph theory with edges and nodes. മാത്തമാറ്റിക്കൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഇതിന്റെ ട്രീറ്റ്മെന്റും ഉണ്ട്. ഇതൊരു ഗ്രാഫ് തിയറിയുടെ പാർട്ടാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഇതെല്ലാം എഡ്ജുകളാണ്, ഇതെല്ലാം നോഡുകളാണ്. റൂട്ടേഴ്സ് എല്ലാം നോഡുകളും ഇത് എഡ്ജുകളും. അപ്പൊ ഇതൊക്കെ നമ്മളെ നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് ടെർമിനോളജിയിൽ ഇതെല്ലാം ലിങ്കാണ്. ഈ ലിങ്കിനെല്ലാം മെട്രിക് ഉണ്ട്. എ മുതൽ ബി വരെ ഉള്ള കോസ്റ്റ് 5 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ആവാം. എത്ര കൂടുതൽ ദൂരം ഇവിടെ സഞ്ചരിക്കാനുണ്ടാവും ഒരു പക്ഷേ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു മെട്രിക്. സോ ദർ ഷുഡ് ബി എ കോസ്റ്റ്. സോ in a traffic analogy, we can see this as one place, and we can see this, consider this another place, and this as a road with a larger length, and this is another place with a road with a smaller length. So like that we can consider for a traffic analogy. And from here, this is a junction, you can turn here or turn here, or like that. So however, from a mathematical perspective, this is a graph with nodes and links, edges with cost. So this A will have a table 2 from A to each other node B, C, D, E. So A to A is 0, A to B is 5 cost, A to C is 2, A to D is 3. Now A to E is not visible from A. So this A doesn't see E. So it will put a large value, infinity. Infinity will be replaced by some figure, say 100 or some value, which is a large value. So Mathematically, we are putting here infinity. You cannot put infinity, but correspondingly, there will be a very large value here. So in the beginning, so like that, D will have a table. There could be infinity if D is not seen by B. So it is infinity. Again, the C will have a table in which D is infinity, and D will have a table in which many 3 are infinities because it can see only this E itself and A. So E also. In the starting there will be infinity. So in the beginning, each node knows only distance to immediate neighbors. So directly connected. Now we somehow we have a mechanism by which each node can, how does it know this is 5 and this is 3 like that? So we will assume each node can send a message to immediate neighbor to find distance. നമ്മൾ റോട്ടിലൂടെ സഞ്ചരിച്ചിട്ട് ഇതിന്റെ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് കാണാനുള്ള ഒരു മെത്തേഡ് പോലെ മെട്രിക് കാണാനുള്ള മെത്തേഡ് പോലെ ഒരു പാക്കറ്റ് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് ഇവിടം വരെ അയച്ച് തിരിച്ചു വരുന്നത് നോക്കിയിട്ട് ഈ മെട്രിക് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ അസ്യൂം ചെയ്യും. So we assume that each node can send a message to immediate neighbors to find the distance. Now infinity means does not know how to reach. So A does not know how to reach E. Now you can know that if A obtains the routing table of C, it can find path to E. Or D obtains routing table of others. A would obtain routing table of D, and D should obtain routing table of B from A. Like that, if periodic updation is going on, this can be updated. So that is the basic of this distance vector. So we need sharing of information. So in distance vector routing, each node shares its routing table with its immediate neighbors periodically. So let's say maybe every 30 seconds. So periodically, and when there is a change, say triggered update, some trigger occurs like it detects a link failure, or so which means in which case it becomes infinity. If link fails, the distance becomes infinity. So in that case, even if it is not periodically, on a triggered basis, it can update. So sharing of information. Node A does not know information about E. So C shares routing table with A. So A doesn't know the information regarding A. So C shares its routing table with A. Now C can get distance to D from A. C can get distance to D from A. And share first 2 columns. So first 2 columns, if you know, or if it is shared, you can get. So the next step is updating in distance vector routing. So this is A is forming a new table. A has an old table. The old table is 0, 5, 2, 3, infinity, the old one, 0, 5, 2, 3, infinity. Now it is getting C's table, this one. So this is received from C. Now A will compare these two. A will compare these two. Now A to C is 2. A to C is 2. So here it has added 2 for going from A to C and then A's modified table. Now this should be the A's modified table because A to C is 2, you just add 2 very well. Now here A's actual table, you can find the minimum. ഇത് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഇത് മിനിമം കിട്ടുമ്പോൾ ഈ ഇൻഫിനിറ്റിയുടെ സ്ഥാനത്ത് നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ 6 കിട്ടും. So this should be like an algorithm. An algorithm has to be written for these nodes. So initially the nodes should find out the cost by sending some packets and finding the metric, and then periodically the nodes should share information and update the information when some changes occur. So updating in distance vector routing. Node A updates routing table after receiving partial table from node C. So this is how this, okay. So regarding infinity, so this infinity maybe it can be a number like 100. So we normally size of network cannot exceed 15 hops എന്ന് എന്തെങ്കിലും ആ പ്രോട്ടോകോളിൽ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ 16 ഇട്ടാലും മതി. So this we'll discuss next class because we need to formulate an algorithm. എന്നിട്ട് ഒരു അൽഗോരിതം നമ്മൾ ഫോർമുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അത് മാത്തമാറ്റിക്കൽ ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെ ഫോർമുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. അത് നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. So this I just explain this concept of distance vector. So you have distance vector routing, which is a routing information protocol, and there is another. This is based on Bell-Blanford algorithm. This is Dijkstra algorithm. This link state open shortest path first. Both are intra-domain routing protocols, which means they are protocols within an autonomous system. And this inter-domain routing protocol is this border gateway protocol. So basically, we need to find the optimal route, and what we saw last class was forwarding. So for forwarding also, you need to get the routing table updated. So you need routing protocols which will update the routing tables, and that values has to be inserted here, and the values here has to be updated. And looking at these values by knowing this mask and whatever is the packet coming, the datagram coming, the stripping of the header, and looking at the destination address and finding the match, it will forward. So that is all for today, and we will continue in the next class. Okay, anything you need to ask, you can ask, or you can just put on the chat box here.